Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn the second term, the 10th unit, direct proportion. So first we are going to see about what is direct proportion. The direct proportion, the two distinct quantity increases or decreases in the same ratio, they are said to be direct proportion. Here see, there are two distinct quantities. The quantities will be decrease or increase. If the quantity increase, other quantity also increase. If it is decrease, other quantity also decrease. The ratio should be same. If the ratio is same, we'll say that is a direct proportion. Look at this example 1. There are number of pens and price. There are two quantities. One is number of pens and the other one is price. And you can see the chart. Here the number of pens also increases and the price also increases. Now let's see the ratio. I'm going to take these ratios. The number of pen, 1:2. So let's consider their price, that is 20:40. I can simplify this. So I'm going to divide both by 20, that is 1:2. So both the ratios are equal. So you already know what is direct proportion. If both the ratios are equal, then it is a direct proportion. So this is a direct proportion. Now we are going to the second example. That is length of a square, that is in meter, and the area of the square, that is meter squared. Here the length also increases, the area also increases, but you have to see the ratios. So I'm going to take this one, that is 1:2. So their areas is 1:4. So the ratio is not equal. So it is not a direct proportion. You can choose another ratio also, that is 2:3. That is also, and take the area of the ratio is 4:9. We can't simplify this one further. So it is also not equal. So we can say this is not a direct proportion. So students, now you know what is a direct proportion and what is not a direct proportion. Okay, now we are going to see solving the direct proportion problems. You can solve the direct proportion problems using three methods. One is unitary method using definition, and the third one is algebraically. Now we are going to see about the unitary method. So look at the example. The cost of 8 books is rupees 560. Find the cost of 5 such books. So unitary method means you have to find the value for 1. So look at this example, 8 books, the price of 8 books, that is 560. So the unitary method means you have to find for 1. So the 1 book, so 8 book is 560, for 1 you have to divide by 8. So that is equal to 70 rupees. So the question is you have to find the value for 5. So the 1 book is 70 rupees, you have to find for 5, then 5 books have to multiply by 5. 70 into 5, that is equal to. So therefore the price of the 5 books, that is 350 rupees. So these examples help you to understand how to solve the direct proportion problems using unitary method. Okay, next we are going to see about using definitions. So look at the example. The price of 8 oranges is 320. So you have to find the price of 10 oranges. First, you have to identify the two different quantities. One is price and the other one is number of oranges. So the different two quantities are number of oranges and price. Look at this example. There are 8 oranges is 320. So the number of oranges is 8 and the price is 320 rupees. Here you have to find the price of 10 oranges. So the price for 10 oranges is unknown. So I'm going to use the unknown term X. The number of oranges is 10. So this question is a direct proportion question. So you already learned about the property of the direct proportion. If the ratios are equal, it is a direct proportion. So it's a direct proportion, the ratios are equal. We can write this one as a ratio, 8 is to 10. Then this is 320 is to X. So the ratios are equal. Now you can write this one as a fraction, 8 by 10, that is equal to 320 by X. So you have to find the value for X. So here I am going to do the cross multiplication. That is 8X is equal to 320 into 10. To find the value of X, I have to divide by X, 8. So therefore X is equal to 320 into 10 divide by 8. So you can simplify 8 divide 320 as 40. Then 40 into 10, that is equal to 400 rupees. Therefore, the price of 10 oranges is 400 rupees. So look at the another example. We are going to use the second method. What is the second method? The second method, we are going to use the definition. So look at this example. This example consists of percentage. So you already studied about the profit percentage and all these things you are already learned. Here we are going to use that in this direct proportion problems. First we have to find the two different quantities, that is buying price and the selling price. So the two different quantities are buying price and the selling price. So the buying price is 500 rupees. It's given. So you have to find the selling price. So it's unknown term. I'm going to use as X. So to solve this question, you have another clue that the profit is given. To get the profit of 15%, so you have to get the 15% profit. If the buying price is 100, so to get the 15% plus 15, the selling price will be 150. Okay, now you got the direct proportion problems. The ratios are equal. You can write this one as a ratio. 100 is to 500. 115 is to X. The direct, if it is this question is a direct proportion question, so it is ratios are equal. Now you can write it as a fraction. So I'm going to simplify this one. So now I'm going to do the cross multiplication. X, that is equal to 115 into 5. That is equal to and x is equal to 475 rupees. This is 5. Okay, I hope you will understand about solving problems using the definition. Now we are going to see the third method. That is, we are going to solve the direct proportion problems using algebraically. That is here, the one quantity here, y over x is equal to k is a constant. So the one y is one quantity, and other it's divided by another quantity. One quantity is divided by another quantity. That is a constant value in the direct proportion. So we can write y is equal to kx. So there's a node here. So we are going, in a short method, we are going to do these questions using this one. So I'm going to take k, the constant value is unknown. So I'm going to take the unknown value as the numerator, and the known value is as a denominator. So I'm going to use this one to simplify these questions easily. So unknown term, I'm going to use the letter y. So look at this example 1. Find the price of 5 shirts if the price of 3 shirts is rupees 1,200. So there are also the two different quantities. One is number of shirts, other one is the price. So I'm going to use the k. K, I already told you, in a short method, we are going to simplify it. I'm going to take the numerator as the unknown term. So the unknown term is, you have to find the price. And the known term, you have already known term is number of shirts. You can get the value for k in 2 ways. So according to this one, the k is equal to the price. You have to find the price. So it's an unknown one, y. So the number of shirt is 5. Here another thing, that is k. You can write is k is equal to 1,200. The price is 1,200, and the number of shirt is 3. K is the constant value, so we can equate this k. I can simplify this one also. This is equal to 400. So both the k's are equal. So I'm going to substitute k is 400 here. So 400 is equal to y by 5. And y is equal to 400 into 5. That is equal to 2,000 rupees. So now you have find the value of our shirt, that is 2,000 rupees. Look at another example. If a vendor sells an item he bought for rupees 500, such that he earns the profit of 20%, find the selling price. So this problem consists of the percentage. So we are going to see how to solve this problem. So here also two different quantities are here. So the k, you can find the k. I already told you, I'm going to take the numerator as the unknown terms. So unknown terms you have to find is the selling price. So the k is going to be the selling price over the known term is the buying price. For k, I can write it. So k is equal to, you have to find the value of the buying price 500, and you have to find the selling price. So I'm going to use it as a y. So to find the value for k, there is a clue is given that the profit is, so I'm going to use that one. Then k is equal to selling price over buying price. Selling price, to get the 20%, if the buying price is 100, to get the 20% profit, you have to add 20, that is 120. So you get the value here. So I'm going to substitute value for k, that is k is equal to 120 over 100, that is equal to y by 500. To get the value of y, I'm going to do the cross multiplication. 120 over 100 into 500, that's y is equal to. So you can simplify this one. So you have to multiply 120 into 5, that is equal to, y is equal to. So the value, the selling price will be 600 rupees when the buying price is 500 to get the profit of 20%. Students, I hope you'll understand about the three methods. The first one is the unitary method, and the second one is using the definition, and the third one is algebraically. So finally, we are going to see about the exchange rate. So this exchange rate, you can use any one of the method. According to the questions, you can use any one of the methods. So first, see what is exchange rate. The exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another currency. So this exchange rate is not a constant value. It will be changed according to the various reasons for every day. So look at your, take a textbook and look at the page 10, then there you can see the table, the exchange rate table. So for the questions, they will give the exchange rate. So the exchange rate is not constant value. According to the question, you can answer it. So read the question. On a day that the exchange rate is rupees 151 for an American dollar, how many Sri Lankan rupees will a person who converts 50 American dollars receives? So I already told you, you can use any one of the method you have already learned. Here I'm going to use the unitary method. So the exchange rate of an American is in Sri Lankan rupees. There are two different quantities, that is Sri Lankan rupees and the American dollar. American dollar. So the one American dollar, here the Sri Lankan rupees is given. One American dollar is equal to 151 rupees. So you have, the question is you have to find the 50 American dollars. So therefore the 50 American dollars, so you have to multiply by 50, that 151 into 50, that is equal to 7,550 rupees. Okay, see another example. A person visiting England converted rupees 74,000 into sterling pounds on a day. The exchange rate is, hello? The exchange rate was 185 for a sterling pound. How many sterling pounds did he receive? Oh, someone is raising her hand. Hello, Jenny. Hello? Do you have any questions? Hello? Okay. See this example. There are two different quantities, that is Sri Lankan rupees and the other one is the sterling pound. So here I'm going to use definition, using definition method. Using definition method, the 1 sterling pound, how much the sterling pound, the exchange rate is given. So the 1 sterling pound is 185 rupees. So you have to find how many sterling pounds. So the unknown term x. So the rupees is 74,000. So that you know how to solve these problems using a definition. So this is a direct proportion. So it's the ratios are equal. I'm going to write the ratios. 185 is to 74,000. That is equal to 1:x. So this ratio can be written as a fraction. So to find the value of x, I'm going to do the cross multiplication. $74,000. So to find the value of x, you have to divide by 185, then x is equal to. So if you simplify this x will be 400 sterling pounds. Okay, students, today we learned about the lesson direct proportion, and you know what is direct proportion and what is not a direct proportion. Then we learned about there are 3 methods solving these problems. One is unitary method, the second one is using definition, and third one is algebraically. So you know how to use one of these methods and solve. And finally, we learned about finding the exchange rates. So for the exchange rate, you can use any one of the methods. So you can see the example. I hope students, these examples will help you to do the exercise. So please do the exercise 10.1 to 10.5 in your textbooks. Thank you. Raise பண்ணவே